made you gay.
So we do, man.
Telling you all, so he's basically brainwashing you at the same time, being that he's on a world stage and a platform where he can talk to millions of people, and millions of people will believe what he says. But not this one here, and a couple more people too. We understand, and I totally understand that God didn't do this. You people become that G word two ways, and we're dealing with the men primarily. You either got something injected in you by man, or man molested you. Those are only two causes of men becoming the G word. But the Pope says God did that. Well, Mr. Pope, you got the Bible supposedly. You understand that when God created, he created male and female, not only towards the males, animals, and the male people. But if he said that God created male and female and something else, then we can say, okay, God did create them. You are a liar. And the people who believe that, and to you people who are like that, God didn't do that to you. Man did it to you. By two ways. Intentionally, purposely. You've been injected with something. So when you're a child, you're growing up and you feel some kind of way because it gave him time for it to work into your system now, causing whatever it has caused. So now you become that way. And even to today's society now, maybe it don't even take that long for that process to happen now. And this is what have occurred. So as I put the pictures up, I'm showing you when God created male and female, we can see the animals here. And I talked about this in my last video. But I was just happening to just trample over to something and come across this article that I read, say the Pope says God made you gay. So. And we understand that he would say something like that, being that all the accusations that is coming from that part of the world or that domain will likely brainwash people and tell them that. But in reality, God didn't do such thing because it goes against creation and also goes against his will to reproduce and multiply. So there's another lie. And like I explained to you, men who are like that, it's not your fault. So those who was molested, I exclude you from this. But for those who feel like they was born that way, they done that to you. As you see the pictures, it's a possibility. Okay? The doctors don't know what's going on. We don't know what's in those vaccines. Nobody knows. All the doctor gets, he gets it, he reads the label, that's it. And this is what's sweeping. And when I say that, everybody, it seems like they come off of the assembly line. Yeah, they're doing an experiment on us. On all of us, mankind. Because they are like that. So they want to turn society like that. And we see who they promote the most and give rights to the most, because that's who they are. So they made you metamorph into that. And you should be angry with them because they messed up. Just like if you was molested, you get angry at the person who done that to you, who turned you into what you became. You need to be mad at them as well. And be mad that they lied to you, saying that God made you, that God didn't make you that way. Man did that. So when we look at these chemicals going into our body, it's a possibility that these things could trigger something. It's a possibility. And like I said in my last video, get into medical science and you see that stuff. All you guys who feel that you was born that way, go into it. Don't underestimate their science because they've mastered it. The Pope said God made you guys gay. What, God made you happy? We're not talking about that gay. We know what we're talking about. And it's not nothing to go against, the society. I just wanted to point out that what he said, I don't believe that. And I'm mad that he lies about it on his platform, being that he's the eye of everybody. When he speaks, everybody listen. But like the Satan that they are, they do appear as angels of light, innocent to you. But yet they're deceitful. I mean, let's face it. If the world knew who Satan was, they wouldn't listen to him. So now he has disguised himself as an angel. Things are changing. Things have become different. People have evolved into some things. Others perhaps evolved into other things. Some have evolved to thugs. Some evolved to gangsters. Some evolved to men. Some evolved to something else. Let's talk about the way society looks, as if something's been going on lately that we haven't really paid it any attention. As I'm out, I'm seeing the males, and it looks like the males have pretty much lost their ways. I don't know what it is. And 20 years ago, 30 years ago, we seen a lot of masculinity going on, even with our young males, young kids. And now something else is going on. Like, the young men have no strongness. That's the word I'm looking for. Like, they don't have no strongness about them anymore. They become weak. They become to look like bozos and busters, even at an early age, And 9 out of 10, we don't know why. But it's something strange going on. I'm seeing the metamorphosis of human beings becoming into something else. Now, when we look at the creation, God made the creation. The Bible, scriptures apply as saying that God made the creatures and everything else, male and female. And there was a way that he separated the two. And if you look at the animals and every species, you will see something different, a different characteristic about the animals. And this is proof that God, when he created what he created the male and the female. Nothing else. Now, although some kind of way that the male and the female have almost the same system in them, I'll call it. But there's a couple things that'll look a little different. So now we look at society, and society has changed. It has evolved into something else, into superstars, into great people, into happy people. Some still remain as thugs. But as I came up, I'd never seen like the stuff that I'm seeing now, as if they came all off of assembly line or something. Everywhere I look, I'm seeing weak men. The women, they don't look as weak. They still look like they have their strongness with them. However, the men don't have the strongness with them. They look like something else going on with them. They begin to act more of a unstrongness person. And sometimes I wonder, seeing that scientists and science and the people who use science and medical science, they've mastered it. And I'm not shocked, or nor am I surprised about what I'm seeing and what's the results of it, possibly what have occurred. Now, this is nothing hateful, but I'm curious of what have transpired over 2 decades. When I look at creation, I don't see this going on in the animal world. And if it's going on in the animal world, there's been some tampering going on. Now, I don't blame people for being who they are, because sometimes it's not their fault. They become like that. Some have been molested, and I'm going to exclude you out of this conversation because you don't have anything to do with this. But for those who are happy to be that way, be happy. It's what you want. I'm just here to tell you, for those who don't like the way they are, but they are the way they are, it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you behave in a certain way. You didn't do that to yourself. Because you don't know the ability of Satan. You don't know who he is, what he is. You underestimate his trickery and doing things. But we know that these people have mastered science. They've mastered it. So I'm not surprised that if some kind of way something got injected in some people over some time, maybe 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and it's in them. So now when they start growing up, they start feeling a certain way, thinking it's them, it's not them. No, it's not you. It's what they probably put in you. Possibly, I'm looking at this. Because what I'm seeing, it just don't add up. Like, everybody like they came off assembly line or something. And there's something strange going on with that. That's just my opinion. You think everything is normal and it's the way it's supposed to be. No, it's not the way it's supposed to be. People make things the way they're supposed to be. Things are not naturally made like that. There's been some tampering with, causing the hormones or to become imbalanced, or some chemical substance that in our body that keeps us from being not confused of who we are. Somehow when you can put that into the system, because our body is made up a lot of chemicals and stuff. So when you start triggering that, things can happen on the outside. You got your Viagra. You get your Viagra pill and it dissolves into a liquid, and then it's in your body, and then it makes certain things happen in your body. That's what I'm saying. So it's not your fault your way you are. They made you this way. They made you this way. And you think you grew up getting feelings. No. Probably even at birth they injected something in you, in our bloodstreams, to turn us into something else in the long run. There's a lot of things occurring, and it's not your fault. Is that where you want to be? Then be that. Be happy about it. All I'm saying is that for those who are not satisfied with where they are, it's not your fault because they've done this to you. Go get into the medical science field and see what's going on. See if there's a possibility. Because Satan works in mysterious ways too. He works behind the scenes. He appears as an angel of light. Harmful. But inside, he's a wolf. I hope you're in tune to this. And as you go around, you start looking. Everything is not normal. Everything is not supposed to be the way it's supposed to be. When God created everything, he created male and female. As you can see on the picture I give you, the identity of the animals, which there is a difference so the animals don't be confused. He put a difference between the two animals, in the male and the female, so he recognized his mate. Who confused us? If the animals are not confused, how are we confused? There's something else going on. Real Talk 101, the Gangster Channel. Subscribe. May get back in it, but who knows? Holla at you.